I signed for them after the Euros, and after my first day's training, I was driving home. I was actually thinking, regretting it. What have I done? Like I walked into a circus.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Okay, time for Deal or No Deal. I think we have Phil with us as well. Phil, good morning to you.
How you doing, lads?
So, the Sunday Times reported that France forward Kylian Mbappé has told Paris Saint-Germain he intends to leave at the end of this season to further his career elsewhere. It's on the back page of all the tabloids today as well. He's targeting a move to La Liga or the Premier League. Where would his most likely Premier League destination be, and what would he bring to the top flight?
Well, it seems everyone's going to Chelsea at this stage, or you get linked to Manchester City. They seem to be the only two clubs. Manchester United would obviously love to have a player like Kylian Mbappé. Who wouldn't? But you would imagine that if he's going to go anywhere, it's Real Madrid. It's always been talked about Real Madrid. If Zidane is still there as well, there's the French connection, and maybe he wants to get out of PSG a bit quicker because they're in the relegation zone. Ger, they're struggling. 2 defeats from 2, and obviously there was a major result last night with all the players getting sent off between PSG and Marseille, Neymar included. But yeah, we figured that obviously he wanted to win the Champions League with PSG, thought maybe this was going to be the year, didn't happen, and you'd imagine they won't get a better chance to do it, so he goes off to Real Madrid, I think.
Okay, we'll see if Real Madrid have the cash at the end of the year. It's being reported Chelsea could sell 4 players in an attempt to raise funds for a move for West Ham United's England midfielder Declan Rice. Chelsea not already done enough business, Phil, or do they need this one last piece?
Well, obviously the goalkeeper in the next few days, that's a positive for them because it hasn't worked for Kepa. It's very hard for a goalkeeper to get that confidence back. And defence, we know that there's going to be a few debuts handed out this evening, but Thiago Silva isn't one of them. So there's a weakness in centre half. Declan Rice obviously plays midfield, but you can also play him as a centre half. And there was a lot of people looking at the body language of Declan Rice the other night, saying that it just didn't look right, and maybe he wants to go back to Chelsea. That's obviously where he was as a youth player.
If you're not for you, what do you...
No, I like him. I've said it, he's a good fit for Chelsea. I don't think West Ham can afford to let him go. They're absolutely fans there. I live in that part of London. They're absolutely screaming. They have been for quite some time. There's been no players coming the door, apart from Souček's very good signing. That Dean Gannon, the young boys, gone up to West Brom. Nobody's happy there. The place is an absolute uproar. As much as they might want to get Declan out the doors, 70, 80 million, whatever it is, I don't think they can do it. From a PR point of view, I don't think they can let him go this year at the moment, unless they got 3 or 4 top-class signings ready to come in. They're going to.
One of the owners of West Ham once make his money from pornography. I'm not sure public relations is one of the key things for the.
They're smart enough. They're smart enough there. Don't underestimate those owners. They understand.
Kenny, where do you see him ending up? In terms of, like, Giles is convinced that he ends up being a centre back.
Yeah, no, I think he can do both. I think John's right potentially going forward. You saw Little play for England midweek and saw the first half, and he still needs to improve the quality of his pass. He needs to get braver with his passing in terms of breaking the lines with forward passes rather than that continual sideways pass, and just be content to keep the play moving. He's very secure in there defensively. He gives a good screen. But I probably agree with Johnny long term. I think potentially centre half. You can play in the 3 anywhere across the back 3, and obviously left side in a 4. So I think he is a good fit for Chelsea because he gives you that options in those 2 areas. I think Manchester United as well for me. I think he can play the holding midfield position, and he could slot in left side alongside Harry Maguire. So they're the 2 teams for me straight away where I think the teams radically improve if Declan Rice comes to the football club. And he will go. It's only a matter of time. I just don't think West Ham can let him go at the moment because fans will literally burn the place down.
Okay. AS in Spain are reporting Spain left-back Sergio Reguilon, 23, would prefer a loan spell at Sevilla over a move to Manchester United. Meanwhile, L'Equipe are saying United are prepared to pay 23 million for Monaco's French defender Benoit Badiachil. Kenny, how crucial is it that Manchester United sign a defender before the transfer deadline next month?
Yeah, top class. Say top class. If I'm not talking about they have to spend 80 million, but they need a centre half alongside Maguire. Now that they've bought Maguire, they've got to stick with him. that's the thing. I wouldn't have bought Harry Maguire. I've got to be honest with you. I wouldn't have spent that money and bought Harry Maguire because of the quality. I would look for different types of qualities in my centre half, that dominant centre half. But they have him now. Maguire is the captain. They're going to stick with him. So you have to get the best player to play alongside him. And they need now a player. They need a powerhouse there. They need someone physically athletic, defend 1v1, just to complement Maguire, a lovely ball player as he is. So I'm not saying I think there's some very good centre halves out there. Don't get me wrong. Koulibaly we've all spoken about. For me, he's the outstanding one. Upamecano. There's a number of players, and there's a number of good players, centre halves playing in Italian football. They are out there. United have to go and get the right one. I don't care how much he costs. You can go spend 20, 30. It doesn't matter as long as they've done their homework on him. And he comes in and he elevates that team and improves that defensive unit. OK, we've got to be out of here by the next 4 minutes. I'm going to rapid fire these ones for you, Phil. Sky Italia reporting Spurs had a loan bid rejected for 26-year-old Torino and Italy striker Andrea Bellotti. Meanwhile, Spurs are apparently interested in signing Danny Ings, according to reports this morning. Either of these good as a partner/backup to Harry Kane?
They're both good players and definitely could get into most teams. But here's the problem. If you're Ings or Bellotti, you know you're going to be second fiddle behind Harry Kane because Harry Kane's going to play every game provided he's fit. So Danny Ings has just got his career back on track by playing games at Southampton. It would make no sense for him to go and sit on the bench to Tottenham. Now people will say he might get well looked after in terms of money, but he wants to be getting into that England squad for the Euros, and he's got to be playing regularly.
Quick fire here. Riyad Mahrez apparently has been in contact, or his representatives have been in contact with Real Madrid over a possible transfer. This is Footy Mercado reporting that Real Madrid are currently gathering information. Should Pep aim to keep Mahrez?
Yeah, I think so. Just given the way the season's going to be, there's going to be so many games. Mahrez's quality may not be the man for the really top games, but certainly a very useful player to have in your squad.
Gareth Bale to Manchester United instead of Jadon Sancho?
No.
Why not? Real Madrid paying half his wages.
Where maybe play him as a left back. He can go back to playing left back.
I'd love to see Gareth Bale back in the Premier League. Remember, he was several steps above anybody else in the league when he left. And the impact he could have at Tottenham and where he brought them to. I know his interest levels seem to have dropped, but it'd be fascinating to see him at a club like United. Like, where does he play left back?
No.
Maybe.
That was not going to happen. The Gareth Bale of years ago, now he's a different beast now. His injury record is horrendous. I don't think any team could take a risk. And in terms of the financial package it would take to bring Bale to the club, and to his injury record is absolutely horrendous. I don't think he can take that gamble. OK, did you want to say something about Spurs and their striker and Danny Ings? And no, I agree with Phil, absolutely 100%. I can't understand people. Spurs have got to sign a top-class number 2. No top-class striker is going to sign for Spurs and play second fiddle. Harry Kane plays every game and plays every minute of every game. That's the unwritten agreement clearly he has with the football club. And that's a problem for them because they're not going to be able to sign that top-class number 2. Better off to do what they have. Son go in there, Murrell go in as a 2 or a 3 if they have to. Troy Parrott's not an option. But no top-class centre-half is going to sign for Tottenham Hotspur.